Affordable housing comes to Tacoma's Hilltop district.
The MOSAIC Festival was a huge hit.
And blueberries are in this season.
All these stories and more coming up next on Tacoma Report. Hi, I'm Angie Foster.
And I'm Laura Proctor. The Tacoma Housing Authority launched the official ribbon-cutting ceremony for its largest affordable housing project in 20 years. Two large housing projects, Housing Hilltop South and Housing Hilltop North, will have a potential housing capacity of more than 230 units.
It doesn't stop here, but this will go a long way into allowing us to build those 10,000 units that we feel we need to have in the city of Tacoma in the next 10 years.
Spaced on either side of South L and South 11th Streets, Hilltop South is currently leasing, while Hilltop North expects leasing opportunities at the end of the year. The designs also feature a combined 13,000 square feet of commercial retail space. The project was made possible with support by federal, state, county, and city agencies.
Tacoma's neighborhood planning program that was launched in January of 2022 as a pilot program is beginning to take shape in its first neighborhood, the McKinley Hill neighborhood. Mike Ziak brings us an update.
The McKinley Hill neighborhood is the first neighborhood designated for development through the city's neighborhood planning program, which was launched in January 2022 as a pilot and was officially funded in the 2023-2024 biennium budget. The plan outlines specific goals, recommendations, and actions for the city and its partners to support implementation of the community's vision of the future of McKinley Hill.
What the planning team heard when they were doing all this work, talking to all the neighbors, is that they really wanted to see vibrancy in the neighborhood. They wanted to see placemaking and placekeeping and histories told, and looking at creative ways that we can improve the business district and the neighborhood overall.
Led by residents from the neighborhood and informed by the community engagement processes, the neighborhood planning program is all about making the McKinley neighborhood more vibrant and green.
Well, I think we have three things that I think every neighborhood for a million years has wanted. They want to be safe, they want to be clean, and they want their neighborhood to be attractive, whether it's art or just to make them feel proud of where they're going home to.
I think public art serves as a placemaking tool. It's a community landmark. It's a place where people gather. It's something that people can point to and say, this is a marker that indicates this is my neighborhood.
I love that. I love bringing artists into planning and infrastructure engineering projects.
In every neighborhood, the heart of the community lies in its people. And here in the McKinley neighborhood, the planning is about building connections, fostering pride, and creating a welcoming environment. Reporting for Tacoma Report, I'm Mike Ziak.
Community members are invited to join the city's Office of Management and Budget for a virtual workshop on Thursday, August 15th from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. At the event, staff will walk through the interactive budget tool, Balancing Act, to break down the 2025-2026 baseline general fund budget by priority and answer questions. Even if you can't attend the workshop, the Balancing Act tool is still available for review. It allows community members to play with budget scenarios by making increases or decreases to service levels as they try to balance the city's general fund budget. For details on the city's 2025-2026 biennial budget development process, or to find one-click access to this workshop, visit cityoftacoma.org/budget development.
In early August, Tacoma Mayor Victoria Wooders and Harry Jung of the Korean Startup Center signed a memorandum of understanding. The collaboration aims to provide valuable resources, mentorship, and networking opportunities for Korean entrepreneurs seeking to establish a foothold in Tacoma. This signing not only celebrates the partnership, but also underscores the city's ongoing efforts to stimulate innovation, enhance international relationships, and attract foreign investment.
The city's Equity and Contracting team is hosting a workshop on technical assistance and resources available to small businesses on August 22nd from 2 to 3:30 p.m. Participants will learn more about the city's Equity and Contracting program and business financing available through the city. There will be an overview of the Washington Apex Accelerator, providing no-cost, confidential, one-on-one technical assistance in all aspects of selling to federal, state, and local small governments, as well as technical assistance available to small business owners in underserved communities through Business Impact Northwest. This workshop will be conducted in a hybrid format and virtual and in-person options to attend. Workshop registration details are available at makeitTacoma.org/events.
After the break, I'll talk with two very busy City of Tacoma planners to get an update on Tacoma's affordable housing.
And later, we'll tell you where you can find blueberries in Tacoma. Don't go away.
Welcome back to Tacoma Report. I'm joined today with Alyssa Torres, City of Tacoma Senior Planner, and Ted Richardson, Strategic Initiatives Coordinator with the city. Alyssa, let's start with you. What is the Home in Tacoma package all about?
So really, the Home in Tacoma package is about bringing more housing choices to the city. So we're working on rezoning a large part of our city to allow for more housing types to be built so that people have more housing choice when they're looking for housing.
Yeah. So over the course of several years, there has been many public hearings, public meetings. So where are we at in the phase with the Home in Tacoma package?
You're right. We have been holding a lot of public engagement over the last several years to get input from our community members about what they'd like to see in housing and how they'd like to see our city grow. So at this point, we're taking all of that input, put it into a package that we took to Planning Commission. They've given their final recommendations. So now we're taking that packet that we've worked on for the past several years and putting it before City Council. So now City Council gets to look at it and gets to make their final decision on what it looks like and when it gets implemented.
Awesome. So what kind of changes will a citizen see in relationship to housing code and zoning with the in-home package?
Lots of changes. It's a big package, but overall we're really looking at the change in zoning. So looking at making it so we can build more housing types in traditionally single-family homes. So it's been really prohibitive up until now that you can only build a certain type of home, a single-family home, in a large part of our city. So now we're changing that zoning to allow for more density in our neighborhood. So 4 to 8 units on those single-family lots, and then other rules that come along with that, with reducing parking and just making it so that housing can be more easily built in our neighborhoods.
And Ted, why is housing affordability and the missing middle housing such a priority for city leaders? And for those who don't know, what is missing middle housing?
Yeah, so missing middle housing is duplexes, triplexes, quadplexes, up to small apartment buildings, maybe 10 total units. And why it's called missing middle is because we have lots of apartment buildings and we have lots of single family houses, but not a lot in between. And so how that interacts with affordability is we've all seen that rents are quite expensive and that home purchase prices are also very expensive. And so for somebody who may not want to live in an apartment, or maybe it's a family, but they can't afford a big single family house, something in the middle is going to be more appropriate for them, and it may be something that they're actually able to afford. But you could also imagine somebody who has retired and their kids have moved out and they now live in a large single family house and it's simply too much space. They maybe want to stay in their community, but there's nothing there that meets their needs because they don't want to live in a small apartment. And so that missing middle housing would also meet their needs. And so there's a big intersection between that missing middle and affordability because it creates a broader range of types of housing, which also means it creates a broader range of housing affordability or housing costs.
So what other kind of programs in relation to housing affordability does the City of Tacoma offer?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have our Affordable Housing Action Strategy and our new anti-displacement strategy. And Home in Tacoma makes up a big, but just a piece of both of those strategies. And so there's 4 overall objectives. The first of which Home in Tacoma is a part of is to just create more homes. and more types of homes and more homes at different price points.
Yeah.
So there are a bunch of other objectives or a bunch of other actions within that first objective. So just funding affordable housing is a big one. We need to give money to developers so that they can build affordable housing. The second is really about preservation. We have a lot of housing already, although not enough. So we need to preserve what we have.
Yes, absolutely.
And then the last two are really around keeping people housed. There are a lot of risks for people being displaced. And so the more we can do with financial resources or legal resources to keep them housed and keep them stable, the healthier Tacoma as a whole will be. So really Home in Tacoma just is part of all of that.
And Alyssa, you already alluded a little bit to the zoning and housing codes. So the goal is to maximize the amount of housing and types. What are some of those codes and zoning in the package that does that?
So really it is around the zoning. So we're creating 3 new residential zones that allow for different levels of density throughout the city. And that is really based on those zones and their proximity to things like transit and complete neighborhood features like schools and parks, because we want to put the density strategically throughout the city that are really near to where people need to be so that they can live close to where they need to work or go to school or things like that. So that zoning is really the bulk of the package, and then it comes along with some design standards, some other kind of site development standards where we can put parking and trees and things like that, because we want to make sure that we keep our neighborhoods as livable and thriving as possible.
Awesome. And then Ted, last one. So where can a citizen who's watching this interview find out more information about upcoming sessions, public hearing happening very soon? In relation to that, where can a citizen go to find more information?
So definitely go to the city's webpage, www.cityoftacoma.org/home-in-Tacoma. That is absolutely the place you want to start. There are many materials on there. They're quite wonky and quite wonderful. And then you can reach out to us. My email is trichardson@cityoftacoma.org. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Wow. Well, you dynamic duo, you guys are doing such a great job, and I know your teams are working really hard behind the scenes, so a special thanks to them for just really taking the time to do your very best to provide caring solutions with several options for all. So thank you so much for taking time to be here with us today.
Thank you.
Coming up next, the cultural strength of our community comes to Wright Park. You won't want to miss it. Welcome back to Tacoma Report. 2024 marked 36 years since the first Ethnic Fest was held at Wright Park.
In 2022, the name was changed to MOSAIC, Tacoma's arts and cultural festival, to better reflect all the communities that make up the diverse population of Tacoma. On July 27th and 28th, hundreds of people attended the festival to enjoy musical performances, demonstrations, food, and vendors representing many different cultures from around the world and across our region.
When we think about COVID and being inside for so long and people not knowing their neighbors or not being able to experience and share with one another, I think Ethnic Fest, or now MOSAIC Fest, is the place to continue to do that. It gives us an opportunity to understand and appreciate all of the ethnic diversity that exists in our city. And you get to do it through the arts and through food, which are some of the best ways to learn and celebrate other cultures.
It's good for the city, good for the state, good for the world. Diversity and unity, and for people to come together.
I think we've got to still remember, at the end of the day, the person who lives next door to you, who might be different from you, is your neighbor. And that we're better off when we know and understand and celebrate one another.
If you're interested in becoming a performer, vendor, sponsor, or volunteer for 2025's MOSAIC Arts and Cultural Festival, visit the Metro Parks Tacoma website.
The city's Neighborhood Council program is launching its 5-year program review. An online survey for community members is open now through Labor Day weekend. The city's Neighborhood and Community Services Department is looking for feedback from community members throughout Tacoma on how to make the city's 8 neighborhood councils more accessible to more people and how neighborhood councils can help more community members get their concerns and priorities addressed by the city. To access the online survey, visit cityoftacoma.org/neighborhood councils.
August has a lot happening, especially during the annual Hilltop Street Fair. In its 9th year, the Hilltop Street Fair celebrates summer with food trucks, vendor booths, live entertainment stages, a car show, and even a swap meet. The fair centers around the Hilltop Business District on 11th Street, Martin Luther King Jr. Way, and People's Park. Many of the local businesses will be opening up, helping with the celebratory day taking place Saturday, August 24th from 11 to 7 p.m. Transit will be open throughout the day as well. Check out the Hilltop Business Association website for details.
'Tis the season to bring on the blue with yummy, fresh-picked local blueberries for free. Reporter Dave Gordon fills us in on the tasty antioxidant summer fruit and how you can join in on the picking.
Blueberries, considered a multifaceted fruit packed full of antioxidants, yet able to fill sweet tooth cravings. Here in Tacoma South End, just off East 72nd and East D Streets, there's a tasty public park with just blueberries. Charlotte's Blueberry Park once was a blueberry farm, started in the early 1950s. Metro Parks Tacoma officially took over the place and kept it for blueberries. 20 acres of blueberry bushes, just ripe for public picking. The park is named in honor of Charlotte Valbert.
She was a local resident who took care of the place after it was abandoned for so many years. She groomed the area, got rid of weeds, took loving care of the blueberries themselves.
Blueberry picking season at the park runs from July through September. It's open from sunrise to sunset, with berry picking open to the public on a first pick, first served basis.
I really enjoy picking the blueberries, and it's free, and it's such a big park. It's wonderful. I'm a culinary arts student, so I use the blueberries for all kinds of things.
Kind of wanted a really peaceful place to get away to today and get some berries at the same time. Yeah, something that we could all be together and have a nice day outside and relaxing.
Charlotte's Blueberry Park features a variety of blueberries that last through summer. Just bring a bucket and prepare to pick, pluck, and munch throughout the day.
We got blueberries! Yay!
Charlotte's Blueberry Park is 20 acres of enjoyment. Just make sure that next time you come up here, you're not wearing a white shirt doing a stand-up for the news. For Tacoma Report, I'm Dave Gordon.
Time to bring Hollywood back outdoors with a free outdoor flick at the Star Center Friday, August 23rd. The Summer Bash features the recent hit Wonka. The film focuses on the classic chocolatier Willy Wonka before he made it to the big time. So bring your snacks, blankets, lawn chairs, and the whole family for a free Friday night under the stars, and check out the Metro Parks Tacoma website, where there is always something going on.
That wraps up this edition of Tacoma Report.
A great way to find out about the services the City of Tacoma has to offer is by going to cityoftacoma.org.
We leave you now with a furry mom and a slippery infant in the waters of Point Defiance Zoo and Aquarium. The little sea lion was born about 2 months ago. I'm Angie Foster.
The noisy little pup named Pepper is full of spice, zipping around her pool and learning the ropes on how to be a sea lion. I'm Laura Proctor. Thanks for watching.